Hello again, this is Ordos with World of Tanks. Today I'll be playing with the Tiger 2. It's one of my favorite tanks. It's a lot better than the Tiger, much more improved, just due to the sloped armor. I'm near the top tier in this battle. I'll show you how examples of how to angle your tank when fighting, because the Tiger 2, it's not a stand-up fighter like the IS, where almost a third of your shots that you hit it will just glance right off of it. I do not use the final gun on this tank just because I have a non-premium account, and the 1,000 credits per shell versus the 250 that the standard gun has just really isn't worth it to me. I have to do a amazing battle where I have to get like a minimum, almost fully damaged like 5 to 6 tanks to make a good profit. Whereas this gun, no matter what match I go into, I'm making a good profit. Not to mention the damage difference isn't that much. 4 shells for the price of 1 shell. It doesn't make sense to me. Anyway, one of my favorite places to do is to go to this west hill or the smaller hill right in front of it, because those are good hills to block the western the advance where the enemy comes from their base down the south, crosses the river, and then goes east. It's a good place to block them from coming to your base, because they have to come over the hills, which means other heavies are going to be slower and everything else. You're going to be able to pop them. And also it gives you protection from artillery from these buildings. And if you're in the other hill, if you go down into the dip, it'll kind of protect you from that weird odd angle where artillery has a hard time hitting you. So far we have 3 enemies on the east versus 2 of our guys, so not really worried about there. I'm like, 3 on 2 is not bad, but then 4 shows up, 5, and I'm like, ooh, this may not look too well, because it looks like they're definitely wanting to push across that river to the east. So I'm going to start moving my tank around. I'm like, we have enough guys coming to this western area where they don't exactly need me anymore. I'm trying to find a better place to help the team overall in general. Because if they're coming from that eastern advance, one of the first things they're going to try to do is they're going to try to come up that hill where our 3 or 4 tanks are, where all the rocks are, where the VK4502 is. And so if they're going to go up that way, which they generally do, I prefer to be in the buildings, because you can then get them as they go up the hill, and once they get up to the top of the hill, they crest it, you can lay down some damage on them, and they're forced to hide behind the boulders and not push up. So if they're stuck up there, they're not going to start capping, and you can hold the line as long as you can. I was telling our guys to come back to base, because generally if you're losing, when you have you're down 4 and the enemy's only down 1, you shouldn't press your attack anymore. You should then fall back to base, because usually you have X amount of people attacking and Y amount of people defending. If all of our team suddenly went to defense, we'll be able to crush all of their offense, and then we'll be able to split back up into offense and defense again and regain numerical superiority, because we just bring so many guns to bear. This does happen sometimes in pug matches, but more often than not, it does not. No matter how many times you spam in chat, it just doesn't work. So right here, I'm waiting for that advance. I know they're coming. There's 3 T-59s, which love to go fast. M26 is another good medium tank. T-59s, I hate those little suckers. They're so damn good. So I'm hugging with the building to my left and my forward arc facing the hill, but I'm at a slight angle, so if they hit my tank, there's a chance that it'll just glance right off. So I'm trying to get some shots on anybody that pops up over the hill. Building saved me right there for some damage. See, this T-59 is trying to rush and then flank. Put a stop to that. M26 gives it that same move a pause now, because he's like, ooh, that dude just did that, and it didn't work out too well for him. So I just took, I think, a hit or 2. 1 hit the building, 1 hit me, did no damage because of the angle. Did not get that kill. That was his Dinkata, who got the final little bit of HP left on the that T-59. You'll see the guy, he does that quite a bit in this match. It doesn't matter to me, because generally, as long as I get the damage done, I'm fine. Putting up with this M6, it doesn't really have a too good gun. It's a low tier American heavy tank. It's really boxy. Kind of reminds me of the Tiger. Even though he disappeared, I'll put another shot down range just to see if he actually comes out. There's an IS right to my left. He's trying to take out the SU-152, which I know if he's doing that, his flank is exposed. So I'll put a hit into him, then I tuck back behind the building. You never sit still and just trade blows. Constantly move while you're reloading. So I notice he's trying to charge, so I aim low to make sure I hit his track. Pauses him right in front of me, so he's showing me his side, so I can just kind of nail him. 83 health left. And Dakota gets that kill. Now, my optics are damaged, which means I just won't be able to spot people as easily. Sometimes I'll have to wait for them to fire because my view range is now foobarred. You know, staying out here because they're not facing me, so I can keep on firing at them. I think the M26 hit my track, damaged it, but didn't do anything else. So when you're trading fire like this, always move or hide after you fire, because there's no point in you just standing out there taking hits while you can't return the fire. I could have taken a shot and probably finished out that IS. I decided not to and go for the M26. I believe the M26 needed more health taken away. Then Kata ended up killing that IS. Took a large hit in the ass. So that pretty much means it's time to move. It's time to relocate and to face the new threat. I'm not sure what exactly hit me at that time. I later found out it's probably the ISU-152, because that's the only thing that has that big enough gun to take that much damage, because I don't think the Sherman could have done that, the M4A Sherman. Both these guys are behind the hill. I can't really hit them, so I'm not looking back and forth. They're not cresting the hill, so I'm not worried about them. But I do know there is an M26 up there, and if I don't get back to my position, he's going to start coming down the hill and trying to flank our guys. So I've got to relocate to near immediate threat. We had a pretty good defense here with us. Those three tanks, try to have a triangle defense that can cover each other in all angles, pretty much. Except for I can't cover anybody by myself unless I move. Here I'm going to try to fix the mistake I made previously by putting my rear of the tank to the building, so nobody can sneak up and hit me in the butt again. And also that brick wall will save me my lower glacis, which is the bottom part of the wedge, which is the weaker part of the Tiger, from a hit. So I'm sitting here waiting. View range is messed up, so I cannot see if the guy moves at all. I may not even see him until he fires. So right now the enemy has been seeming to be really aggressive this game. And I know there's at least one enemy left on that hill, so I'm gonna be patient and wait him out, because I don't know what health the other guys are at on my team. But I'm at half health. I don't want to risk my health right now. More likely the enemy is probably going to keep attacking, because for some reason once the enemies attack in mass, they never stop. It's M5. Don't know what he was doing, why he stopped there. I don't think he has a big enough gun to really put too much damage on me. M26 again hit me, glance right off. Just because of the angle. And angle, if you look at the picture of my tank facing the hill, the top left front of my tank is pointed at the hill like an arrow. By doing that, they don't have a direct flat surface to hit. So every single time there's a chance it will slip right off. M6 trying to be sneaky. I'll make them pay for that. He hit me, did no damage. I hit him, did no damage. Finish him off. M26 hit me a little bit, or as the T1HT, one of the tanks hit me. I think it was the M26. So I'm putting a hurting on that T1. If the enemy's ever at an angle like this, you could try using HE rounds, which may explode on contact. and will hurt the enemy. Won't do too much damage. Little M5 hit me, did really nothing at all, and I don't know why he stood there after he did that. I would have kept moving, so that way he could try to distract me later on, and that M26 and then lay down some fire when I'm not facing. But he stood there, so I'll take the kill on him. I have 4 kills. Dinkata has 4, and the enemy is 3-0. It's a tie game. And but if you remember, the T1 is pretty much has enough of life for one shot from me or Dinkata, and the medium tank has about 2 shots left. Meanwhile, I could take another 4 to 5 hits most likely, and Dinkata could take quite a bit more. He could take double the amount of that. So we start pushing up. Dinkata wants me to stand back, give him cover and fire just so they try to flank. So I'll oblige him. His tactic does make sense. He'll let him be my eye since my viewport was damaged. M26 sees that Tiger II coming up the hill. He decides to make a hasty little retreat. So we have him on the run, so I'm just thinking of moving up. There's a T1 right there on the left. I'm going to try to scoot up and get a hit. Then Kata gets that kill. So I'm like, there's one guy left. You know, with Kata on my right flank and me he's taking the high road, I'm taking the low road. We can converge on this M26 and pretty much sandwich him between a rock and a hard place. Take a hit, bring him down to 38 health. He hits me, doesn't do any damage at all. And Dinkata gets the final blow. Dinkata got 6, I got 4. Experience gain, 2,000. Credits, almost 70,000. Personal achievements, 4 destroyed, 4 damaged, 1 detected. Battlefield Heroes, I got the Sniper reward, I got the Steel Wall reward, and Dinkata and the other Tiger II got the Top Gun. I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you again soon.